Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number 8 of Start, Bench, Cut, series where I tell y'all who I would start, who I would bench, and who I would cut out of the options that y'all do give me. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 20,000 subscriber mark on the channel. Goal is to hit that by the end of February, which means we've got 28 days, 4 weeks to do that. And I did the math, need about 60 subscribers a day in the month of February to hit 20K. I think we can do it. That's about the pace we've been going at for the last month. So would really appreciate if y'all do subscribe if y'all are new to the channel, or if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. This is not I build your teams. I'm sorry. No, I will not be replaced. I will not be building your team. And also you have a great team anyway. But Diamond D-Book, PD Tyrese, and Diamond Amin Thompson. For me, personally, I feel like you got to start Amin out of these three. I think Amin is one of the best point guards in the game, maybe the best point guard in the game. His defense is just so valuable. And then I would bench Devin Booker and cut Tyrese. Tyrese is going to be a consistent cut if he's on this thing, if he's on these options multiple times. Just not a huge fan of his release, and I think that really limits Tyrese as a card. Okay, this is a troll comment, but DBG Strother, Carlos, Tyrese Halliburton, or Kerr's Diamond Jewel, but God Penny. From what I've seen, Kerr at least knows what he's doing in Unlimited and plays it consistently. Carlos' offense is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, and Tyrese sucks. Start Kerr's Penny, bench DBG's Strother, and cut Carlos Tyrese. There you go. Anyways, Kawhi, Alex English, and Asar at the 2. Honestly, I don't think saying start Alex English is completely crazy, but the defense and versatility of Kawhi, I think, is hard to argue with. At the same time, Asar is the best slasher of the 3, probably the best shot creator of the 3 as well. It really is, I think, to a certain extent, opinion. I might be interested to see what this comment says. He said start. I don't know about starting Asar there. I think I start. Oh, that Alex English is tough. I want to go look at his defense again. I know I did gameplay with him yesterday or the day before, something like that. I think it was yesterday. But I mean, his defense, he doesn't have the Hoffs, but he is 6'8", good defender. He doesn't have the anchor that Kawhi has. I'm starting Kawhi, benching Alex, and cutting Asar, I think. And that's hard, but I think that's what I would do. It might start Alex English, bench Kawhi, cut Asar. I don't know. Embiid, D-Rob, Hakeem. I think Embiid and D-Rob are both clear of Hakeem for sure. But to me, D-Rob and Embiid are really close. It really depends because Embiid does have the better all-around stats and badges. D-Rob has the better release. It depends what you need. For me, D-Rob still gives me enough defensively and honestly is a better playmaker than Embiid as well. I think D-Rob gets the slide edge to me. I'm starting D-Rob, benching Embiid, cutting Hakeem, but I think it's pretty much opinion, and I wouldn't blame you if you flipped D-Rob and Embiid for sure. I'm in Drew Penny. I'm not doing 5 different positions. I'm sorry. I will do the first one. I would start Amin, bench Drew, cut Penny, I think. Kobe is definitely starting in the second one. Sloan and Kawhi. Pick whatever you want. I'm not going to do all of these, though, because that is a whole freaking lineup of start bench cuts. I will say I'd probably put Thurl at the 4. And then Chet at the 5. Yeah, Chet and Thurl should be your 4s. I guess Braun and Artest would be your 3s. And then Wemby and Embiid as your 5s, maybe. Or Chet, Embiid. You could do Chet, Giannis at your 4s, Wemby, Embiid at your 5s, and Braun, Thurl as your 3s. Maybe do that. That'll probably work. Regardless, Tyrese, Ja, and Curry. That's 3 small PGs. Tyrese is the most complete of the 3 on paper, but he also has the worst release. I think Ja's slashing and speed is more valuable to me. He's also just more complete stat and bat. I'm going Ja. I'm benching Curry, and I'm cutting Tyrese. I just think the release on Tyrese Halliburton is too bad for me to justify using him even over a guy like Steph, who he is overall better than. But I'm starting Ja for sure. That one's no doubt. And then Curry and Tyrese, I think, are pretty close. Chet, Embiid, and AD. I'm assuming that's at the 4. I don't love Embiid at the 4. I'm going to be honest. I think he's a lot better at the 5. I think at the 4, he's not slow, and he is certainly big, but he doesn't have the playmaking, and I want some playmaking versatility. I would definitely start Chet at the 4. At the backup spot, it is between Embiid and AD. I think Embiid's more complete, but AD has a better release. Kind of depends what you want. Again, at the 4, I mean, it's close. It really is. I probably start Chet, bench AD, cut Embiid, to be honest, at the 4. At the 5, I'm starting Embiid, benching Chet, and cutting AD. So, Paulo Kirilenko and Adam Morrison. I'm starting Adam Morrison out of there. His shot creation ability is really valuable to me, as well as the ability to get every single badge. Benching AK and cutting Paulo, I think, although you could switch those around really easily. AK and Paulo are super close. I think that might be a matter of opinion, but to me, I'm starting Adam, benching AK, and cutting Paulo Banchero. Amin, Penny, and Drew. I think I already did that one, but I would start Amin, bench. Well, Drew and Penny are really close. That's another one where it's a little opinion. Drew's going to give you a little more defense. Penny gives you a little more size, a little more offensive versatility. But Drew also might have the better release, so it kind of depends. I don't know. Those 2 guys are close. I'd start Amin. I think I bench Drew and cut Penny personally. But those two are really, really close. Drew, Free, Luka, and Pink Diamond Halliburton. I'm starting Drew for sure. Benching Halliburton, cutting Luka. That Luka has no defense. At least Halliburton can kind of defend. His release isn't good, but he can defend, and he actually dribbles well too. And he's not terrible, like small size-wise. If that Halliburton had a decent release, he'd be a dog. He really would. But regardless, Korver, English, and Straw, they're interesting. Korver and English are really close because Korver, well, honestly, I don't love Korver at a competitive level. Like sweatily, I think Korver's kind of boxed. He doesn't move. I know he has Curry slide, but he really doesn't move that well. His playmaking batters aren't great. So you're very limited in terms of the playmaking you can do. As a slasher, he's not great, and he's certainly not special as a defender. He's not an awful defender, but I just think English is more well-rounded. Honestly, Strother is close as well, but I would start English, bench Korver, cut Strother, probably. T-Mac, Pippen, and Dr. J. I'm starting, well, Dr. J and Pippen are dang close. I think Pippen, he's 2 inches taller, well, 1 inch taller, I'm sorry. The player builds are actually pretty similar, but similar releases. Pippen has Limitless. Dr. J does not. Dr. J moves a little bit better and gets, I think, better dunks. But I would start Pippen, I think. Not by a ton, but start Pippen, bench Dr. J, cut T-Mac for sure. I think T-Mac's a bit behind those two guys. Kyle, Korver, Kobe, and Clay. Definitely starting Clay, obviously. He's the best card in the game, let alone shooting guard. Korver and Clay are like pretty close because they give you slightly different things, but they're both elite shooters. They're both 3 and Ds, but Clay gives you a lot more athletic ability. He's a much better D. I would say the only thing Korver is better at is the shooting, but for me, I think Korver's shooting is so good that you could certainly make the argument for him. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Start Kobe, bench, not sure, and cut, not sure. I honestly, me personally, for my play style, I think I'm playing Clay over Korver. Some people are going to be like, no way, Korver's one of the best. Like, people literally, he's their favorite shooting guard in the game. For me, he's just not. I don't know. I think I start Kobe, bench Clay, cut Korver, as much as that hurts me to say. Same here. Clay, Korver, and Miller. Miller just doesn't have any defense. Mike Miller does not play defense. You can't use him at the same level. I would start Clay, bench Korver, cut Mike Miller there. It's not close either for Mike Miller. He is not on this level of those two guys because he doesn't have any defense. Wemby, Chet, and Embiid. Okay, that's interesting at the 5. I'm starting Wemby, I think, and then benching Embiid and cutting Chet. Honestly, just slide Chet to your 4. He can be your backup 4 next to Embiid. He could be your starting 4 next to Wemby. Either way, he'll be great, but I do think Wemby and Embiid take precedence. PD, Halliburton, Free, Luka, and D'Lo at point guard. For me, I actually think Halliburton and D'Lo, that's like literally a coin flip. Halliburton's a slightly better card all the way around, I'd say, but D'Lo does have the better release. And then I would say Luka is definitely the one you cut there, but I think I'd actually start D'Lo, bench Halliburton, and cut Luka, I think. Luka, Embiid, and Jokic. What? Is he talking about in real life? I'm assuming he's talking about in real life. I'm going to answer this in real life. I'm starting Jokic, benching Luka, and cutting Embiid. Until Embiid shows up at a consistent level in the playoffs, it's hard for me to put him above Luka or Jokic, as great as he is, and he is incredible. Although the 65-game rule screwing him out of MVP is a little bit unfortunate. Although, does he really deserve... Luka deserves MVP. Luka is literally averaging 42 and 11 and 11 since he came back from his ankle injury. He's had two of the greatest months in NBA history back to back, and nobody's talking about it. It's kind of ridiculous, or not. They're not talking about the way they should be. Tangent. This is not an in real life channel or real life basketball discussion, whatever. But for me, I think Luka's the second best player in the league after Jokic right now. Regardless, Korver, Dr. J, and Kobe. This one isn't close. Start Kobe, bench Dr. J, cut Korver. I don't think that one's even a debate to me personally. I think though that's pretty obvious to me. Luka, Halliburton, and Exum. Exum and Halliburton are so interesting because Exum has a way better release. Halliburton moves a lot better. I think I'm starting Halliburton, benching Exum, and cutting Luka. Luka's lack of defense makes him to where I'm not playing him online. I just won't. Dante, Amin, and Tyrese. Start Amin, bench Dante, cut Tyrese. I don't think Tyrese is on the level of Amin or Dante. I think those two guys are top 3 point guards in the game. Tyrese may not even be top 10. So, yeah, that one's to me. I don't think that one's that hard. Kawhi, T-Mac, and Korver. I would say, start T-Mac, bench... Korver and Kawhi is interesting. I think I'm starting Kawhi. I think I'm taking Kawhi over Korver right now for what my play style personally. I'm starting T-Mac, benching Kawhi, and cutting Korver. I know some people are not gonna like my Korver dislike in this video, but I just don't like him that much personally. Giannis, Kwame, and Holmgren. I'm starting. It depends who your center is, but I really like Kwame. I've been starting him over Chet, but now I got thorough and I took Kwame out of my lineup, and I'm still using Chet. So like, I think I'm starting Chet in most lineups, benching Kwame, cutting Giannis. Some people would start Giannis, but for me, I just like the quality release that Kwame gives me, even though he doesn't quite have the defensive versatility of Giannis. I think that's my personal opinion, but that's what I would do. Adam Morrison, KD, and AK. I'm starting Adam, benching AK, I believe, in cutting. Well, I think I'm benching KD and cutting AK. As much as I don't love KD's release, I don't love AK's either. KD does give me more, I feel like, as a playmaker, especially shooting badge-wise is the main area he gives me more. And while he doesn't give me the same amount defensively, he still gives me a good amount defensively. I think I'm starting Adam Morrison, benching KD, and cutting AK. I actually like that KD. As much as I honestly was not that high on him when he first came out, I think he's pretty good. He's not incredible. There are a few better small forwards, but I think he's pretty darn good. Top 5 small forward for sure. Regardless, that is the last option in today's video, so hopefully I answered all of y'all's questions. If so, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.